What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hunter Call of the Wild. It is time. We have hit 1,000 hours played in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and it is time for a Great One Lodge tour, as we do primarily hunt Great Ones here on the channel. Every now and then we do other trophies. You're gonna see other trophies from those times, but we're mainly grinders, man. We're mainly grinders. But let's go ahead and step foot in the 2024 1,000-hour Great One Trophy Lodge. All right. Nothing crazy here on the front. I have not found a trophy that I really like here at the entrance yet, so there's nothing there at the moment. But we are going to take a look at this first wall right up here. And as you can see at the top two, we got some rare moose. 237.4 scoring piebald, as well as a 239.7 scoring albino moose. And then right underneath that, you got our piebald elk that we got on one of the Silver Ridge Peaks videos that we did. 358.8 trophy rating. It's a gold. It actually looks really good. I was super excited to see that we got a gold scoring piebald Rocky Mountain elk. Then we got two of our biggest red deer. Actually, our biggest, not our biggest red deer, but our biggest rares for the red deer. We have, these are both kind of that troll level 8 rack. If you're familiar with that. 228.6 scoring piebald and monster piebald. And then one of my rarest trophies in my lodge right here is a 236.3 scoring melanistic. I believe this was a level 9. It could have been a level 8, but it is a troll rack, and this is actually pretty rare to get. I didn't know at the time until some of my viewers let me know that this was probably one of the rarest trophies that I've ever gotten to spawn. And yeah, he's an absolute beautiful trophy. And then right in this room, we got our first great one that we're going to look at today, the Fabled Birch Typical Rack, 262.2 on the trophy rating, a absolute monster of a great one. Oof, what a beautiful, beautiful moose. I will say, I've gotten several moose. I think we have 6 in total, and he is one of my, I think he's in my top 3. Definitely, I think he's my second favorite, maybe third favorite great one moose that I've gotten so far. Not my favorite, though. Not my favorite, but still an absolute beautiful moose nonetheless. Then we got back here. These are actually my first two. This actually is my first diamond I ever got. 209.9 blonde feral goat. These guys are very, very rare to get to score diamond. They're pretty. They like to troll a lot. But I ended up getting another one that's 220.5. Now this is a huge diamond, absolute monster that I got off of Emerald Coast. Both these guys we got off of Emerald Coast, quite a bit apart actually. So, yep. Then we got some of our red deer in here, 251.4, and then 266.4. You know, I have a lot of red deer diamonds scattered around the lodge, just for fillers, as these are from the grind, so we get these quite frequently. And then we got this guy. This guy actually came before my Great One Bear did. What an absolute awesome trophy. Mountain Goat, 112.1. You don't see much of these guys anymore. You don't see these guys in videos much because they don't have a drink time. And so we were very fortunate to just stumble upon this guy as we were hunting black bear. But yeah, I'm super happy to have this guy in the lodge. And then we have a diamond moose, 287.4. And some diamond whitetails, huge diamond whitetail, 274.4, as well as a 274.5. So huge, almost as big as they can get. We do have a couple bear ones scattered around the lodge here. And then 301, one of my largest diamond moose. Absolute monster. We got a diamond hog deer. This is actually my second diamond ever off of Emerald Coast, 113.1. And then a huge piebald fallow deer, 240.3. Wow. I love the rare not piebald. I love the rare fallow deer. They look really, really good in the lodge. And then we got this guy, Gemsbok, 351. Actually, it's a female. Our only diamond of this species, and actually was kind of crazy because this, I don't remember from the video. This was either a level 3 or a level 4 Gemsbok. So the fact that it made diamond is actually crazy, and the fact that it was a female is even crazier. Got another rare piebald over here, 246 fallow deer. And then actually, this is my biggest fallow deer that I've ever gotten, 270.7. This is actually the biggest, not the biggest they can get, but one of the biggest they can get. I think 271 is about the max that we've seen so far. Then we got 259.2 diamond fallow deer. So not a huge diamond, just a filler right there until we get enough great ones just to completely cover this lodge, which is the dream. Then we got another 275.3. This is actually one of my biggest whitetail ever. Now this is about how big, the biggest they can get. They can get to 276, but it's very, very rare. I feel like only a few people have them. And then Yeah, 2 piebald whitetail. We get these guys pretty common. Well, I say pretty common, every 300 kills, but when you're grinding like that, they become, you know, pretty common. And then a little raccoon dog that shouldn't be in my lodge, but he's here for some reason. I don't remember why. I think that was my first animal I killed ever playing this game, and so that's why it's in the lodge. Then we got, we're not going to take a look at those black bear just yet. We got a piebald red fox, which is one of my first rare I ever got in the Hunter Call of the Wild when I started playing back in June. Off of Emerald Coast as well, 11.2 trophy rating, and this right to the left is probably one of my coolest trophies ever. I ended up shooting him with the wrong gun, but he would have been a super rare red fox off of Emerald Coast as well. Now this one was off of multiplayer, and it took me a long time to get this guy. I was actually trying to record videos when I first started up this channel to kind of get the channel going, and I actually did not get this guy on camera, unfortunately. And I honestly, if I would have, I probably would have just scrapped the, you know, the footage, because I did end up messing this guy up. Truly was a heartache when we messed this guy up. But it looks the same in the lodge. You can't really tell much of a difference between that one and that one. You can just tell that one's melanistic and one's piebald, and that's what I love. And it still looks amazing. So then we got our 2 black bear great ones, back-to-back chestnut spawns, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. This was my favorite and most wanted like fur type, and we ended up getting it twice in a row. Would have preferred a different fur type for the second one, but I can't complain very much when this was my favorite. So Fabled Chestnut, 25.5 and 24.5. So one's a little bit bigger than the other, but not too much bigger. I will say the multi-mount right here as we walk into this hallway does look really, really good. I really love the Bare Necessities multi-mount. It looks so good for the great ones. And then we got all of our great one red deer from smallest to largest. We got a 257.1. I'm not sure of the rack. It's either mid rack or it's small rack. It doesn't look like small rack now that I'm thinking about it, as I do believe that this might just be a really small version of this one that we got to spawn. But 257, and then we got 259, 259.9. Both of these guys, this is the exact same rack, exact same scoring rack. We got those guys to spawn back-to-back as well, as this seems to be the most common rack that I get for those guys. And then this one being my shortest red deer grind of all time. I think it was like 155 kills or something like that. We got this guy to spawn, 270.6. Now, this was right after we started herd managing, so it doesn't surprise me that the first grind that we do fully herd managed was our biggest one yet. So this spawn actually makes a lot of sense. This whitetail multi-mount right here is actually one of my favorite multi-mounts in the lodge. This was actually, all 3 of these were killed consecutively. The drop time being first, the cluster rack being second, and then the 50-50 drop time and cluster rack being third, just completely tying this multi-mount together. Got the drop time on this one. It just kind of goes together. Half drop time, half cluster, drop time. Makes sense. But it just looks so good, and it's one of my favorite multi-mounts that we have here in the lodge. And then we got a couple of diamond western capercaillies, as well as 2 piebald mallards. I know these are not rare. I just like the way they look, and I like that they fill up these little bird spots in the lodge. And whatever I decide to put here, probably a great one fallow, because I want every great one in this hallway, and that's the only one we're missing. So I think it will just make the great one stand out even more, having some beautiful, just some beautiful bird trophies next to it. And then we got this white-tailed jackrabbit that we got actually setting up for our moose grind on Leighton Lakes. If y'all have been keeping up with the channel, y'all know how that went. But 6.5 diamond, white-tailed jackrabbit. Yeah, that was exciting to get, as well as this guy. This is actually my second great one moose that I got. The last one we looked at was my first one that we got. 2-toned, typical rack, just absolute monster. Love this trophy. It looks so good in this hallway, and we really got to get away from getting these typical racks, man. I need a non-tip, and I need the quad paddle, as I know a lot of you don't like the quad paddle, but I need one just to have it in my lodge. We're gonna go right into this room over. That's not a room. Cool. We're gonna look down these hallways now. These are just fillers. We got some piebald mooses from the moose grind, some diamond red deer from the red deer grinds, and all of our diamond not all of them, but a lot of our diamonds from the moose grind are going down both sides of the hall here. There's nothing back here in this room as I stopped, putting a crap ton of trophies in here. This room used to be full with like rare bears and stuff, and that's in another lodge. But I just want to make room for just the great ones, as we will be filling this place up as soon as possible, obviously. And then this little room, obviously, just a filler room as well. We got a wild boar in here. This actually was killed on my first moose grind ever. We were looking for that moose great one, and then we got this guy as we were herd managing down our map. And we got this one as well, a Rooster Deer Diamond, 154.3. And then right next to that Rooster Deer, now these guys troll quite a bit. I've had so many of these guys troll. We have this guy over here, this pronghorned albino female, 35.4 trophy rating. Just a female, but it still looks good. Albino. This will probably go on a full body mount eventually. Once we completely fill this place up with great ones, there will be no need for it to be in the lodge, so that's what's going to probably go down. And then our first diamond blue wildebeest, 38.6. We actually got this guy on camera, so that was cool. And another huge whitetail, 274.4. Piebald, fallow, melanistic, whitetail, 218.6. That's a pretty good melanistic, actually. I believe. Yeah, that's not the biggest. That's not the biggest I have. But then we got this crazy looking fallow deer, one of the most tightest fallow deer that I've ever gotten, 203.3. I mean, it doesn't even look real. It just looks like. It just looks messed up. Then our smallest moose ever, 37.7, absolute tiny, level 1. Yeah. Absolute tiny moose. That room's kind of mediocre, but that's okay. We're going to go down here, down this other hallway. We're going to look at these two diamond bantangs actually first. We got these both off Emerald Coast, one on my map and another on a multiplayer map. 241.6 as well as a 243.4 mocha and just black. So these guys make diamond quite often and aren't necessarily the craziest trophies to get in the game, but still awesome. And then we got another diamond Western Capercaillie, 4.6, and a white female rock. I think this one is a rare. That's why I have it in the lodge here. White is a rare, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And then just two more piebald moose. We're going to take a look in this room real quick. Just a couple of diamond red deer that we got off the grind, as well as a melanistic moose. Now, this is actually this is the first rare moose that I ever got. It was actually an initial spawn on my map, so that was really cool to see. 207 on the trophy rating, and then a piebald musk deer that we got on the moose grinds, as well as a melanistic female. Both these are female musk deer, and then there's some fillers for the bird trophies there, and another piebald moose. Hopefully this room will have it looking a lot better eventually as we get more great ones, but right now it's just, just some of the trophies that I've gotten along the way. As well as this room, our first diamond turkey, 4.6. We got this off Silver Ridge Peaks, and actually we got this on video when we were doing a 60-minute trophy challenge, I'm pretty sure. Then we got this guy, a Lynx. I did end up shooting this with the wrong gun. This was a diamond, and I messed it up. It seems to be a running theme with me messing up diamonds, unfortunately. We got some more rare fallow deer, a melanistic 180.8. Nothing crazy. And then a 274.4 diamond whitetail. Now, we'd be getting a lot of these huge whitetails, so it's really good to have around the map, just some monster trophies in the lodge. Then we have another melanistic fallow deer. This one's actually quite big, but I did end up messing this guy up, obviously. So this guy should have made gold. This guy almost made diamond. 243.9, 5. 249 is diamond, so this guy was really close. This guy should have been a gold. Clearly, I messed it up. Then we got our first diamond sandbar, 178. That's it. This was my third or fourth diamond that I ever got playing this game. We hunted Emerald Coast very hard the first month that I got this game, as the reason I got the game was because of the new map release, and that's what I spent the most time on the beginning. We also got this guy to spawn, which should have been a diamond as well, 230.4. Oh, man, I really wish I wouldn't have messed this guy up. This was one of my most sought-after trophies, was a diamond axis deer. And hopefully one day we can find another one of these guys that actually shows a diamond trophy. But this guy is a diamond nonetheless. It looks huge in the lodge if you're not in investigation mode. But, oh well. Piebald whitetail, as another piebald whitetail, 190.9 and 169.1. Silver, bronze, clearly messed that guy up. And then we got a 208.5 gold albino. Now this is a really small version of the basket rack for the not albino, but for the whitetail deer, and it looks really good. I love that rack on the whitetail deer. Then we got our biggest albino red deer today, 219.8. We got this on our last grind for the red deer, a great one, and I was super excited to see this guy spawn, man. What an absolute monster. Then to the right of that, we got a melanistic whitetail deer, another very, very small version of the basket rack, and then we have almost a diamond albino whitetail, but not quite, 250.2. It's 255 is diamond, so it's 5 points off. But this is another version of the basket rack, but it looks so good. As you can see, it just looks really, really good, and it really was unfortunate that this guy did not make it, but it is what it is. We got another diamond red deer from the grind, and as well as a really weird, wonky looking. Can I not jump over this? There we go. Weird, really wonky looking whitetail here, 261.1. The fact that this guy made diamond is the reason I taxed it, because it's so wonky. I did not think it would make it, but it did, so it made its way in the lodge. And then we got another 274.4 here as well. Maybe I should trade out those two, but maybe later. Maybe later. Okay. Down this hole, we're not going to take too much time looking at these moose, as these are all diamonds. That is a 300. That's a big diamond. All diamond moose from the grind. And then a rare cinnamon black bear from the grind, 20.3. One of the biggest rares that I've gotten so far. 2 points off diamond. So, huge, huge. As well as a 19.9. And then this is a diamond scoring at 22.8. And another rare at 20.6. Wait, how big was this one? Oh, actually, this is the biggest one I have. Oh, right. Huge cinnamon. And then we have two cinnamon black bear here as well. These are little, but those are the first ones I got, I believe. And that's why they are in the Bare Necessities multi-mount. And then this guy, we got this guy on our last whitetail grind on Revontuli Coast. And this guy just ended up running by me. And I took a quick shot on it because I was like, that brown bear is really dark. And I did end up messing him up. I shot him like 5 times because I didn't think he was a rare, but I was like, that guy looks really weird. He was a level 8, actually, so he should have scored gold. But it did end up being a melanistic, and looks really, really crazy in the lodge. It's absolutely huge. And yeah, so even though it's messed up, still looks good. Now to my favorite room in the entire lodge. This one has the most great ones by far. All of my fallow deer and most of my whitetail, as well as 4 of my great one moose. I give you the best room in the lodge. 3 whitetail right here. We're going to go ahead and look at these guys. Now, I really, really, really love this first one that we're looking at right here. This is the craziest looking cluster wreck that I've ever seen in the game. 633.9. That is extremely low. Wait, is that? No, sorry. 388.7. 600 is huge. Sorry, that was the big rack we were looking at. 388.7 is absolutely tiny for the cluster rack. If you look closely, you can see the 2 tines in the back actually touching. Not even touching, but crossing. And Scarecrow got one of these not too long ago, but mine's even smaller than his, which is absolutely crazy. Then we go over here to the 388. 410.2. This is another 50-50 of the cluster and the drop tine, as well as a big rack, 633.9. I don't think this is my biggest big rack, but it's still a monster whitetail nonetheless. We get a lot of big racks here. That is the most common great one whitetail that we've gotten so far. We're going to take a look at our super rare whitetail that we got all amongst our grinds, 256.1, as well as a 257.3 and a 255.6. So they're the small version, the small diamond racks, but hopefully one day we can get one of those big diamond racks to make super rare here on the channel. I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, but yeah, these are all my super rare whitetail, man. They just look so good. This one in the middle actually having my favorite piebald pattern of all of them, and then yeah, absolutely stunning. I was super excited to get every single one of these to spawn. One of these guys was in a zone that I haven't hunted in ages, but I guess I just had a solo diamond that just ended up being a rare go into one of the zones that I stopped hunting, and we just ended up finding. I just ended up wanting to search my map, make sure my herd management was still good, and we ended up finding this guy, which was absolutely amazing. No idea how long he was there, but then we got another super troll back here. I think this was a level 3, 252.3 scoring piebald, and then our super rare fallow deer, 258.9. This is actually my favorite my favorite super rare that I got here in the lodge. Absolutely stunning. I love the rare, like I said earlier, I love the rare fallow, and the fact that we have a diamond one in our lodge is just absolutely amazing. Now, we've killed a lot of fallow deer. We have 13 great one fallow deer and only 1 super rare, so it's kind of unfortunate that we don't have another one, but maybe soon. Maybe soon. Then we got a whitetail. This was a super troll as well. 252.5 scoring. The whitetail deer. This is just unfortunate that we keep getting these small rack whitetail that just barely missed diamond. It's really unfortunate. Then we got our big racks. Big rack, great one, whitetail. Let's see, which one's our biggest one here? 254. I think that's the back one back there. Oh, no, this is the front one right here. 254.8. My biggest scoring big rack. Yeah, if you can tell, it's massive. I think it's a little bit wider than the rest of them. That's why it scored a little bit more. These guys are pretty generic. Once you see one, you've seen them all. They don't change very much. They don't get, they don't turn into like really shrunk ones like the cluster rack did. They can be small, they can be big, depending on what the average is. But overall, they kind of look similar. But these are my favorite racks for the Great One Whitetail. And yeah, I'm glad we have a lot of them. But I really want the rest of the racks soon. We're missing, I think, four of them. Yeah, got another cluster rack back there, a more average scoring cluster rack. Look at it. Oh, I was looking at him. Let's see, 417.1. This is actually my biggest cluster rack, but it's still pretty average. It's a little bit above average, but it's still pretty average. That's that back one back there. It's a lot wider than the other one. I'm not going to go all the way back there to take a look at it, as we already looked at one in the front of there as well. Here's the Kinsko rack, 339.9. My first Kinsko rack, and my last great one, whitetail, that we ended up getting here on the channel. This is actually one of my favorite ones just because it's the only one I have of this rack, and I like it. A lot of people don't like this rack, but I really do. It looks really good. It's more generic, it's not as crazy, but I will say it looks pretty good. It looks better than the cluster rack to me, in my opinion, unless it's a cluster rack like that one. And then we got another 50-50 rack of the drop tine and cluster. We did end up getting a lot of those. We got not three in a row, but we got three very, very close to one another, and it was kind of unfortunate. But hopefully we'll get some new racks soon in the future. This is my favorite moose that I've gotten here on the channel. Fabled Speckled, typical rack. Man, just look how majestic that thing looks. The fact that we got them on Medved in the snow, it just looks so good, man. It looked so good, and I'm super, super happy to have a trophy like this in my lodge as well. It was super wonky. If you can look right here from the front, you can see that the right antler, from our point of view, is much shorter than the left. Not much shorter, but much taller than the left one. And this is the first really wonky typical rack that I've seen. And so, yeah, hopefully we can get that 50-50 rack soon, or the non-typical rack. That'll be most wanted. We're gonna go right over to the right here to our fallow deer. All of our fabled hooded fallow deer. We got the spoon rack, saw rack, and then our blade rack, and then Irish elk rack. All fabled mocha, not fabled mocha, all fabled hooded. I think my favorite out of the three is the blade rack for sure. Just looks so good. We are so close to getting 3 of each of the fur types here for the fallow deer, so that's really cool. We got all of our fabled silvers as well as one fabled golden. That fabled golden is the last one we actually ended up getting. That's why it's facing the kind of back there, even though it has my favorite rack. It has my least favorite fur type, as well as it's the one that's not fabled silver, and I wanted to showcase the fabled silver in this multi-mount, so that's why these two are in the front here. We got the big rack, big typical rack, looks so good. That's my second favorite rack just because it looks absolutely enormous. And then we got another blade rack for the silver. Some beautiful trophies there as well. And then if we go right to the right, we're going to see all 4 of our fabled spruce. Great one, moose. Now, if y'all kept up with the channel, y'all know that I got one of these guys. I'm not sure which one it is. Let's look at the time frame. This guy. We got this guy for the first one on my oh man, I'm blanking right now. Whoa, Leighton Lakes. This guy took over almost 4,000 kills again, and it was an exact repeat of the last one we got, which was this one. This one actually being one of my favorite ones as well, just because I love the spider rack on the fabled spruce. It looks so good, and I think it just looks really good on the wall. If we back up here and just look at this, man, I think that looks amazing. And hopefully we can fill up those hallways with Great One moose as well one of these days. Then we got all of our fabled painted here. I do love the fabled painted, though I do think it's like a little bit overrated. It's probably my third favorite one out of all of them. But we got 2 Irish elk racks and the big typical rack. We do need another rack for one of these guys so we can replace one of the Irish elk racks to make this look a little bit better. We go right over here to our Fabled Mochas. Now, these are my favorite Battledeer out of all of them. The Fabled Blade Rack. Fabled Mocha Blade Rack is just absolutely immaculate. Actually, if you take a look at it, it's a little wonky. I just realized that. Look at that. I didn't realize that it was a little bit more curved on that side than it is on that side. Whoa. Am I seeing things? No, it is. That's crazy. And then we got the Fabled Mocha Irish elk rack, as well as a Fabled Golden Spoon rack. To completely complete, that is all of the great ones that we have in our lodge here. And that is going to conclude the Great One Lodge Tour of 2024 and 1,000 hours played. I think we have just over 36 Great Ones, one not being in here because I did give it away to a viewer. But yeah, guys, this is going to be it for this video. As if you enjoyed all the trophies in this video and if you enjoyed all the great ones, make sure you leave a like and subscribe so you can keep up with all the great ones that we're going to get in the future as well. I'm planning on keep grinding for these guys until this lodge is absolutely packed out with great ones, where we just have a great one in every single plaque that can possibly hold one. And hopefully we can get another great one here soon. Hopefully EW adds another great one here soon to add a little bit of difference to the grinds and just make the game more playable and enjoyable. But anyways, guys, this is gonna be it for me. Yeah, I appreciate every single one of you that watched this far, and I hope you enjoy and appreciate these trophies as much as I do. But I will catch y'all in the next one.